All right. So the next song is a song that is our 12 Powers song. And we really do never get tired of it. Because it's how we remember our 12 powers sometimes during the week, right? So why don't you be thinking about which one you want to call upon today or this week as you move through your week? What are you really needing to know? These are our 12 inherent spiritual powers that are our tools, our faculties that we use as we express ourselves as the Christ in this world. Love, faith, wisdom and power, strength, life, imagination, understanding, zeal, will, elimination, order. All these things are mine in the Spirit. Love, faith, wisdom and power, strength, life, imagination, understanding, zeal, will, elimination, order. All these things are mine in the Spirit. All right, so now we've reviewed our 12 powers, and let's just take a moment to call out what you'd like us to affirm for you this week. Just go ahead and call it out into the room or type it in the chat. Strength. What else? Love. Faith. A lot of faith. Order. Anything else? Okay, one more time. Love, faith, wisdom and power, strength, life, imagination, understanding, zeal, will, elimination, order. All these things are mine in the Spirit. All right. So good morning, everyone, and welcome to Unity Spiritual Community in Citrus Heights. Will you please rise and join us in singing our opening song, which is We Are All Friends Here. We are all friends here. There are no strangers once we walk inside that door. We welcome you to linger in this family of love and hold you in our hearts the way you are. One more time. We are all friends here. There are no strangers once you walk inside that door. We welcome you to linger in this family of love and hold you in our hearts the way you are. And hold you in our hearts the way you are. You may be seated. So welcome everyone to Unity Spiritual Community, and we do hold you in our hearts the way you are this morning. We welcome each one of you to right where you are this morning as we center into the presence of God, aligning with that which is all good and the order and the abundance and peace that is our divine inheritance. Knowing that even as the rain graces us in the heat of summer, I had rain, I don't know if you did, but we are graced by the goodness of God. And we affirm that despite any appearance of discord or division in our world, we are one. And each of us is a whole and complete expression of the divine. And so it is. I'm Lisa Lawson, and I'm licensed Unity teacher here at Unity Spiritual Community, as well as Minister of Music. And today we are joined by Reverend Mitch Austin as our guest speaker. I'm so glad to have you here. Mitch is a religious science minister, and he's currently serving on the Amani Center Ministerial Council, as well as owning his own speaking and training business called Speak, Teach, and Inspire. And he created a popular workshop called Taming Your Inner Critic, which we're looking forward to hosting him for not this week, but another time. He's also a certified Master Storyteller with over 20 years of experience teaching and speaking. It's Mitch's mission to inspire and empower people through his talks, teaching, and coaching. So we welcome you, Mitch, today. It's so wonderful to see all of you. I just wanted to let you know before we move on that we do start our music at quarter till. And the purpose of that is we use that as a time to have more music, but also to get centered into this place of sanctuary together. So I do want to invite you to join us for those of us who are there for that. Sylvia, will you please read our daily word this morning? Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa, for that introduction. The word for today is divine order. And it is Sunday, July 14th, 2024. Our affirmation is, during times of uncertainty, I trust in divine order. How often have I felt disappointed when something did not work out as I had planned or hoped, only to discover a blessing I had not anticipated. Understanding that a seeming obstacle may actually be an unrecognized opportunity, I resist the temptation to wonder why the setback is happening. Instead, I pray, asking what is mine to do. I may receive guidance to wait for a better time to pursue my plan, or perhaps an insight will arise out of what appeared to be a failure, showing me a way forward that will accomplish an even greater good. Affirming divine order keeps me patient and trusting in right outcomes in all situations. And from Scripture, for now we see in a mirror dimly, but then we will see face to face. Now I know only in part. Then I will know fully, even as I have been fully known. And that is from 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 12. Thank you.
Thank you, Sylvia. That was Sylvia Wheeler. She's our other licensed Unity teacher here at Unity Spiritual Community. All right. And we're going to, let's rise again and sing together a song by Mark Stanton Welch, one of our favorite Unity musicians, The Light of God Surrounds Us. You'll recognize this as the prayer for protection. Let's see, oops, wrong key. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever I am, God is. Let's sing it to ourselves. God, light of God surrounds me. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. The presence of God watches over me. Wherever I am, God is. And back to us. Here we go. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The The presence of God watches over us wherever I am. God is. And you may be seated. Thank you. Okay. You may be seated. Oh, well, but we do welcome each one of you here who is here with us today at Sylvan Community Center or on Zoom or on YouTube Live. And we know that each one of you is here by divine appointment, and we thank you for adding to the joy of our Sunday service this morning. So if it's your first time here, you can get a welcome packet from an usher. I think B was handing those out. And please do sign our mailing list sign up. We have an email list that is sent out every week, or you can sign up online. That way you know whether we're here or we have one Sunday a month, actually a stay-at-home Sunday that we do on Zoom. And now we're going to take a moment to greet each other. Just remembering that even though many Unity people like to give hugs, sometimes we don't want to. So just you can greet each other with a namaste or however you feel comfortable. Your cue to return to your seat will be the music. Feel free to greet each other at this time. This is another old-timey Unity song that's just worth singing still. We make our own world wherever we are. Our happiness is of our own making. We make our own world wherever we are. Our happiness then is for the taking. Our world goes with us as we talk and walk along each way. Our world can be a heaven or hell. Our attitudes will say. We make our own world wherever we are. Let's make it happy. Let's live in beauty. We make our own world wherever we are. Keep thinking happy. We'll make a new world. Yeah. That good. Some of these old-timey composers were really good. That's Carmen Mosier wrote that one. All right, and we take this moment now as we go into the more contemplative part of our service to draw our attention to the prayer box in the lobby. We know that unity was founded on prayer. Knowing that our intentions and our affirmations and our thoughts influence our experience of our reality, and our reality also affects those around us. So we do draw our attention to the prayer box, to our requests for our concerns for ourselves, for our loved ones, for the world. We know that we are whole and healthy in mind, body, and spirit. We open ourselves to the wisdom of spirit. We see God's healing power at work in all around us. And we are lifted by the power of God within. For we are wondrously made of infinite love. We see each circumstance blessed. We see that all is well despite outer appearances. And we release our concerns today into the loving care of the Christ Spirit, knowing that all is well. We pray this in the name of the living Christ. Amen. And we do have prayer chaplains here. Stevie and Sylvia are prayer chaplains here to pray with you after service for your individual prayers. We have a nice private corner up here. That's usually where we go so that you can have some quiet time. So please do approach them. They love to pray with you. And also, if you'd like to be on our monthly wellness calling list so that one of us will call you for your personal prayers, also let us know if you're not already on that list. And now, let's see. I sang the wrong song, or I did this out of order, but that's okay because we're now going to get ready for meditation. We're going to prepare for a time of meditation. So just get centered with me, settle into your seats as we do some music before the meditation. Oh, Spirit, guide me deep inside me. Take me to my heart place, the place of ease and grace. Breathe in this moment, this sacred moment. I am peace. I am renewed.
And just take a breath in and just release it, allowing your body and your mind to become still in this ever-present now moment. The only moment that there is, right here and right now. And let your shoulders drop. Let your body relax. And let your heart and spirit open. As we breathe into the base of our body, the bottom of our spine, our root chakra. Breathe in these words. I am centered and grounded. And breathe. Feel into the space below your belly button. Breathe into this space these words. I am in touch with my feelings. Breathe. And now breathe into the space in the middle, above your belly button. Breathe in the energy of these words. I am powerful, strong, and confident. And breathe. And move up to your heart chakra, your heart space. Breathe into your heart. I am worthy of love. Breathe this in. Now moving up to your throat chakra. Breathe into the center of your throat. I hear and speak my truth. Now move up to your third eye, the space in the middle of your forehead. Breathe into this space. I trust my intuition. Breathe it in. Now moving up to the top of your head, the crown chakra, breathing in the essence of the divine. I am divine. I invite you to sit in the energy of these words and vibrations. If your mind wanders, just come back to the breath. Invite the calmness and the stillness of this meditation to continue to vibrate in you throughout your day, throughout your week. As we slowly now come back into this time and space, fully present, wiggling your fingers and toes. When it is comfortable to do so, opening your eyes. Blessed be.
trust in the Spirit. I will open my heart. I will always remember the truth of God that has brought me this far. So lead me on this path of light, and every step I take in faith leads me home to a place where all I know is love and grace. Lead me on this path of light. I shine a light in the darkness. I will bring forth the truth. I will always honor the beauty and light that I see in you. So lead me on this path of light, and every step I take in faith leads me home to a place where all I know is love and grace. Lead me on this path of great light. As I breathe, I become completely one with the light and the love. Completely one. As I breathe, I become completely one with the light and the love. Completely one.
Can we give it up again for Lisa? Doesn't she do a beautiful job? Her music, keeping the light on, everything's set up and going. So good morning. So grateful to be with you today. Thank you for having me back. This is one of my favorite things to do. And you're such a lovely and warm community. Thank you so, so much. So grateful. You know, I love the song snippet, the line that says, we make our own world. We make our own world. And what's interesting about that statement is it's true, yes, we make our own world. But some of the instructions we got, the well-meaning instructions, didn't always bring us what we thought it was going to bring us. Anybody know about those good, well-meaning advice and intentions? So we would like some better instructions. How to build a better world. Yes, boundaries, so important. So we're going to talk a little bit about some choices we can make to make a world that feels good and is sustainable and fits us, not everyone else's idea of us, right? Have you ever heard the question, what would you do if you knew you could not fail? Who's ever heard that question? I remember the first time I heard it, it was like I was hit by lightning. I thought it was a huge question. That's a big question, isn't it? And I thought about it, and I thought about it because I thought my response is really important. You know what I came up with? Here's what I came up with. What I would do if I knew I couldn't fail, I would help the world choose faith over fear. Because what I discovered in this little thought experiment I was doing in my mind and searching what is the biggest thing I think the world needs, it needs more faith. Because every ugly act, every crime, every withholding, every transgression comes out of fear. Comes out of fear. And you know what fear is to me? This is what I've come up with fear. It's a sign of disconnect from your power. When you are connected with the divine, when you know or you are in partnership with an unlimited, all-loving power that has got you, that's going out before you, what is there to fear? See, it's a symptom. It's a symptom. So the next time you're feeling the fear creep up, that's the time to turn to faith. That's the time to turn to power. That's the time to connect. And if you can't remember it, get with your ministers or practitioners. They'll help you remake the connection so you can walk more in faith and less in fear. But the world promotes the fear. Anybody watch CNN, constantly negative news? Right? It's all fear-based. It's all lower energy. And there's a part of our personality called the ego, right? That part of ourselves that was created by the world that believes we are what we have, what we do, what others think of us, that we're this body, and that we're separate from one another, right? It's actually the part of ourselves that promotes that fear voice. And if you think you're this body and you're separate from everyone else, then you want to start to control things. And actually your ego wants three things. It wants comfort. And I know this because I've sat on the couch all day with potato chips, not doing what I need to do. It wants control because it believes it can control all the conditions. It can be safe, right? And it wants acceptance. It wants to fit in. And so that's what the world is promoting. That's the agenda within us. But the problem is, when we go out there and we finally get some control, or we get the thing we want, it brings us a little bit of happiness. But when the thing is gone, the friend or the money or the title or the reputation, what goes with it? The sense of safety or happiness, right? It's not sustainable. It's only when we walk by faith do we reap the lasting gifts of spirit, because that's an inside job. That fountain of the divine is within us always, no matter what's happening in the world out there. It's a wonderful Bible passage that exemplifies this point. It says, And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. Who's heard that scripture before? Yeah. Let's break it down as some instructions for creating this world that is a better fit for us. The first one is, be not conformed to this world. The norms, the rules, the little sayings, the little mind programs. Anybody ever hear of a meme? It's a little mind program. If I said, early bird gets the, all right, good things come to those who, which is it? Do I wait? Am I early? But we know these because we've been programmed. We've been programmed by the world. So if you're not renewing your mind, if you're not choosing your thoughts, the danger is that programming gets in, right? And it starts to direct our lives. You know, conformed is that molded, that shaped, right? In this passage, it's saying don't shape your life to the thinking of the world. It's saying transform your mind, renew your mind. In other words, and how do we renew our mind? We got to choose new thoughts. Right? We have like 60, 70,000 thoughts a day. I think I have 100. I think I've like got gold medalist in thoughts. But if we don't think new thoughts, we can't have new understanding, which is one of your powers, right? And if you don't have new understanding, you can't transform your mind. And so that's really our work. What thoughts are we choosing? How are we choosing to interpret what's going on? What is the meaning of what's going on? It's all centered around choice. And the last part of this scripture is, ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. That will lives within you. It's the seed of authenticity that made your fingerprint different from everybody else. And within you, there is a pattern of guidance, of voice, and it whispers to you what you want, what you need, where to go, and even who you are. So the work here is it will guide you to what is really good, acceptable, and perfect for you when we renew our mind, when we gain understanding from Spirit's perspective, not the world. You know, I had this experience of this when I heard the call to be a minister. In fact, it's been knocking at my door my whole life. I mean, at 6 years old, I was burying dead blackbirds and giving them a funeral with a cross and a little prayer. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't even go to church. You think it was a sign? But the programming of the world is, well, there's no money in that. The programming of the world, you really should run up the ladder of success. And I did, only to find out it didn't bring all that good stuff, that world that I wanted. I had a great window dressing life. The safe job, superintendent, running parks and recreation, 4-bedroom home, relationship, car. On the outside looking in, you're like, you've made it. And I was miserable. Miserable. Nothing in my life reflected who I really was. But it was, you know, good intended advice. And it wasn't until I let all of that fall away and started following the authenticity and choosing from my soul's yearning and the pull to speak, to teach. And then finally I gave in to being a minister. You know, I always tell people, they ask, why'd you want to become a minister? And I say, I didn't want to become a minister. I found out I am a minister. That's who I am. And when I said yes to that final letting go of the world's resistance and thinking and judgment and yes to ministry, doors started flying open, left and right. And a new kind of joy and peace and abundance and connection started to bubble up in ways I could never make happen, but I made welcome because I made a different choice. And here's the thing, if you don't choose, the world will choose for you, right? You don't want that automatic programming of the world. As well as intentioned as it can be, it doesn't know you. It doesn't know your heart, your gifts, your spirit, what you've been called here to do and be. And so that's why I named the title of today's talk, Choose It or Lose It. This power of choice is one of the most powerful tools you have to create your world. You know, Viktor Frankl put it this way. He said, between stimulus and response is a space. In that space is the power to choose your response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. That one little space. Because if you don't choose a response, what comes? A reaction. Some of the programming, something defending, something trying to control. I would add to this quote also, what lies in that space is our reaction. And if we do not consciously choose our actions, there lies our stagnation and our imprisonment. Because the ego doesn't want to change. Change is scary and unsafe, and we can't control it, so we don't want to do it. So I invite you, the next time you're feeling a little triggered, ready to say something or do something from the programming, the unconscious, it's actually from your fight, flight, fear brain, I call it the crazy brain. Hit the pause button. Take a walk, take a breath to get connected. And then stand in the space of curiosity. What is it I want to choose in this moment? What kind of experience do I want? What is really going on here beyond my ego's judgment and separation? Go to that place where you can bring in the qualities you want. Maybe you want connection, maybe you want peace, maybe you want healing. That's where the opportunity is. So, you want to know how you can consciously choose to get past the programming of the world? Anybody want some? Well, you know, the Bible's wonderful. It's like a mind handbook. How to really use your mind consciously. And there's another passage in the Bible. Ask and it shall be given to you. Seek and ye shall find. Knock and it shall be opened unto you. Who knows that one? That's a pretty good one, isn't it? You know those are instructions? Let's break it down. First one is ask. Now, what you ask for is important. You know, my window dressing life, I asked for the 4-bedroom house with the pool, and I thought it would give me a sense of home, but it didn't. Using your ask is so important. And so here's the question I would offer you in your ask. What experience will you choose for your life? Not what you want, because you never want the thing for the thing. You never want the thing for the thing. Like, I will pray with people and they'll say, well, I want a new job. And I'd say, well, why do you want a new job? And they said, well, then I'll be fiscally solvent. And I said, okay, great. And then why do you want to be fiscally solvent? And they'll say, well, because I'll feel more peace. You know, I ask people, they say, I want a new partner in my life. I said, what do you want a new partner in your life? Well, I want love. Well, do you mind what delivery system God uses for that? Right? Because we always want the thing for how it makes us feel. So that's why I say, what experience will you choose in your life? Do you want more peace, more love, more abundance, more joy? Start there in your ask. Because the world doesn't give you that formula, does it? The world says you have to go get something so you can do something so you'll be. So a good example is with my client who wants the new romantic person in their life, right? They want love. They'll go out, well, I have to get a boyfriend or a girlfriend so we can do loving things together and I will be loved. But what happens when the partner goes away? See, it's really the opposite. When we operate from the world of spirit, from the high truth, it's the opposite. If you're being loved, you'll do loving things and you'll always have love. You know, Jesus said this in the Bible to the lady at the well. He says to the lady, he goes, well, if you drink from those waters, you'll thirst again. In other words, if you drink from the waters and the thinking of the world, You're going to thirst again. But if you drink of my waters, if you go to the kingdom and wisdom within you, where the joy already is, where the peace already is, where the abundance already is, no matter what's going on out here, you'll never thirst again. So that's the first question. What experience will you choose? And then the second part, it's telling us to seek, to seek. Where will you choose to look for it? And to look with expectancy of finding it. You know, we have something in our brain called the reticular activating system, RAS, that actually filters out anything we're not looking for and only sees what we're looking for. That's why when we seek, we will find. So if you move to a new neighborhood and you're thinking there's going to be mean people there, what are you going to find? Mean people. But if you go to that same neighborhood and you're thinking these people are lovely, what are you going to find? Lovely people. So how we seek is going to influence what we find along our way. You know, we've all had this experience. You ever say, I can't find my keys, I can't find my keys, and they're like, somebody comes over and just picks them up, hands them to you. Right? So how we seek is so important because it works with this world and experience and what we'll find along the way. And then the last part is knock. It's knock. It's telling us to take an action. So what actions can I choose to take that will move me closer? You know, so many times we don't begin because we don't know how, right? I don't know how. So we don't even move, right? But we got to move so that Spirit can move with us. And you know what? Honestly, it doesn't even always matter what action you take. There's a lot of studies on this. You know, I remember my dog, Sammy, she's a little chewini like this. She could open any door in the house. You know how she did it? Yeah, it's just little. She'd look at me, she'd go over to the door, and she'd put her nose there. And then this magic hand would come and open the door. Spirit does that with us. We start to do something, we don't know how, we do the next best thing we can think of, and here comes this magic hand, redirecting us, or opening a different door, or giving us our next instruction. Henry David Thoreau, I think, captured this in his quote, "If one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined, he will meet with a success unexpected in common hours." That just summarizes how Spirit moves with us. I experienced this when I was very young. I wanted to be a softball pitcher, and I was terrible at softball. I couldn't catch, I couldn't throw, I played left out on the bench. And yet I saw this person in the middle of the field, they always got the ball. And they kept throwing it, and people liked the pitcher, and I thought, I want to be a pitcher. So I went up and I asked, how can I be a pitcher? And I was told that only the child of the coach got to pitch. And I'm like, well, my mom hates sports and my dad's not around. The odds aren't looking good. But you know what I did? I followed these instructions. I took my cardboard box out to my backyard, 3 softballs, and I pitched. And I began to dream and think about being out there. And then, magically, next year I got on a team where it wasn't the mother or father that was coaching. It was the uncle. And he comes out the first day and says, who wants to pitch? The uncle, I guess it's cousin or uncle, I don't know. She didn't want to pitch. So we're all lined up pitching. I magically had a door open for me. Not only did I end up pitching that year, but it led to my scholarship in college. And I teach it, and it's been a wonderful ride. But what if I had told myself, no, it'll never happen for me? What if I never dragged out my cardboard box? And so I ask for you, what is it that you have not been choosing that you've been called to over and over again? That you let the thinking of the world talk you out of it? Use your power of choice. It's going to lead you to the world you want. So I invite you to remember to choose what is really acceptable and perfect for you. Not your spouse, not your kids, not your neighbors, but for you. And then choose to be that experience you want of joy, of love, of abundance, of grace, of ease. Be it right now without anything changing. And then apply the ask, seek, and act method we've been given to get you along your journey for this world that you're creating from the divine fountain and essence within you. It's Spirit calling you to birth that into a world that needs your light now more than ever. Yes? Don't we need it? We all need to shine with the love, with the peace, with the grace. And I want to leave you with a little wisdom from tinybuddha.com. Love Tiny Buddha. Check it out. It's really good. Choice is the most powerful tool we have. Everything boils down to choice. We exist in a field of infinite possibilities. Every choice we make shuts an infinite number of doors and opens an infinite number of other doors. At any point, we can change the direction of our lives by a simple choice. It's all in our hands, our hearts, and our minds. Blessed be. Thank you so much.
I am called to be a healer for all humanity. I am called to be a dreamer, believe in what can be. I am called to be a maker, be an instrument of peace. I am called to be a giver, of abundance I receive. I'm called to be a prayer, living out the truth I seek. I am called to be everything. I am called to be. Called to be the glory here on earth, so all might see all the love and all the beauty that shines in you and me. I am the living, breathing God, and you are one in me. We're called to be. You are called to be the kindness, set the brokenhearted free. We are called to be forgiveness, where pain has run too deep. We are called to be compassion, be the wind beneath each wing. We are called to make communion, only then can we succeed. We are called to be a prayer, living out the truth you seek. We are called to be everything. We are called to be. Called to be the glory here on earth, oh, so all might see all the love and all the beauty that shines in you and me. We are the living, breathing God, and you are one in me. We're called to be peace, called to be joy, called to be love, called to be peace, called to be joy, called to be love, called to be peace, called to be joy, called to be love, called to be. Thank you. That song was by Faith Rivera, one of our wonderful guest speakers on Zoom. All right. And as we prepare for the love offering, we just breathe into gratitude for all that we circulate, all that we are, all that we have, all that comes back to us, for we know it is a great circle of life. Brian's going to pass the offering basket around to everyone, because regardless of whether you're making your offering today in service or not, we do want you to gift this community with your spirit, your energy, everything. So just go ahead and pass that basket through each person and give it your blessing. So knowing we bless these offerings and all they provide, and we say our offering affirmation together, which is here on the screen, together. I give thanks for my new vision of God as my infinite, constant, abundant source. And one more time. I give thanks for my new vision of God as my infinite, constant, abundant source. And so it is, and we are grateful for all that your participation. So let us bless this offering with our offering song, Divine Love Flowing Through Me. And we're not going to repeat them. We're just, Divine love flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all I receive, and all that I am. Freely, freely I have received, freely, freely I give. Divine love through me blesses all that I have, all that I give and receive. And so it is. Thank you, Brian. All right. We have just a few announcements today. First of all, today is our potluck and potlatch today, and I think there's lots of food, so whether you brought something or not, just please stay and have community with us and just share in the bounty together. The potlatch is where we each have brought things. It's a Native American custom. We bring things to share with each other that we may not have use for, and someone else may. So feel free to take whatever you like and leave what you like to. This Tuesday is our prayer chaplain meeting. So prayer chaplains, we know we all have that in our schedule. And next week, we will have our stay-at-home Sunday service on Zoom. And our guest speaker will be the wonderful musician, Karen Drucker. It'll be the first time we have her with us in a long time. So let's all show up and glean what we can from her, along with her speaking as well as her beautiful music. Then on the 22nd, which is a week from tomorrow, Monday, we are having our full moon gathering. That'll be at B. Swearingen's house in Citrus Heights, and Amy's going to be leading that. Reverend Carla's going out of town, and it's the full buck moon. So please do sign up on our website so that we know who's coming. We can prepare for that and send you the address. The last week of the month, we will be right back here at Community Center. Our topic will be fully human, fully divine, and we'll have a prayer circle that day as well as a YOU meeting. So we'll be sending a notice out to the YOUers. If you have any kids between ages 13 and 18 who might want to participate in this amazing group that meets once a month right now, please see me or Amy, and we'll get you set up. And I think that's all the announcements. So if you would please rise and circle up, we will sing our closing songs. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyful vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. And we know that the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. God bless you. Have a wonderful week. We got a good thing going on around here. We got a good thing going on around here. You can see it on each and every face. There's a sweet, sweet spirit in this place. We got a good thing going on around here. We got a good thing going on. We got a good thing going on. We got a good thing going on. We got a good thing going on.